the IATF 16949 podcast, where we talk about all things automotive. Find us on our channel at youtube.com/IATF 16949 auditing, or visit our website at www.iatfglobaloversight.org. This is the IATF 16949 podcast.
Welcome to the IATF 16949 podcast. I'm Paul Hardiman, subject matter expert for SMMT and IAOB. In this episode, we'll be talking to Devon Gage, program manager at the IAOB, and Noel Keeley, IATF oversight manager at Society of Motor Manufacture and Traders. In this episode about customer-specific requirements. We'll also be answering some questions from our YouTube channel comments related to this subject. We hope you enjoy this podcast. Customer-specific requirements then. Now, I think one of the viewers said that in watching the video about auditing customer-specific requirements, it was really not clear about how CSRs apply to a second-tier supplier. So does a second-tier supplier only have to meet the first-tier supplier requirements, or do they also have to understand the OEM requirements?
Yeah, now this is again a great question and a topic that we're probably not going to be able to do justice on in this our first podcast, or possibly second, depending on how this gets edited. But anyway, customer specific requirements. This whole area of customer specific requirements is complicated, but for customer requirements to be customer-specific requirements, they have to be described around the clauses of the IATF standard. So if you're a Tier 2 supplying to a Tier 1, and that Tier 1 has defined what they're calling customer-specific requirements, then you would expect them to be organised around the clauses of the standard. For me, it's an ongoing point of confusion, the difference between customer requirements and customer-specific requirements, and a great topic to come back to, and maybe to
have some more videos, or maybe on this auditing CSRs lower down the supply chain. Because I think now that some auditors, if they're auditing a fourth-tier supplier, for example, expect that organization to know where their product's going to end up. And they might not know the vehicles that their product ends up in. So they only have to understand and meet the third-tier supplier requirements. So I think it'd be interesting to see how this develops over the coming months and years. But again, keep up to date, because we will publish more videos on this as we move forward.
Yeah. And this is a topic that is hotly discussed at the moment. This concept of customer-specific requirements is very much kind of on the agenda at the moment.
Yeah, and it sort of links to the next question, Devon, that if an organisation's customers are not IATF members, can those non-IATF members still write and apply customer-specific requirements?
Absolutely. Any organization can have customer-specific requirements, whether they're IATF, sub-tier, different OEM. They can all have customer-specific requirements. However, it will be up to the auditor to see those customer specifics, be familiar with them during maybe the audit planning process, in order to make sure that they're applied properly throughout the certified organization's QMS.
Yeah. And Niall, I think this next question is so interlinked. I think it's interesting that we've had quite a few questions about customer-specific requirements. That if, for example, a vehicle maker has in their customer-specific requirements added requirements related to a quality management system, if we meet those quality management system requirements of the customer-specific requirements, does it automatically mean that we meet all those OEM requirements?
Right, and great question, and it brings us right back to what's the difference between a customer requirement and a customer specific requirement, and for me the answer is no. They on top of, let's say, the quality management system customer requirements or CSRs, customer specifics, there will be other customer requirements that will exist in the contract between the supplier and their customer that won't necessarily be in any sort of CSR document, but will still be fundamentally important requirements that will feature during an audit, which again goes back to this, I would say, confusion about CSRs versus customer requirements.
Yeah, good. No, thank you. So we will be exploring this further in further video series. And I'm sure you'll be glad this is the last question that we've got for today. Yeah. A subscriber has requested an audit discussing about how is an audit schedule put together. And I think this is probably more for internal within a client. Could we add this, Devon, to a future series?
Yeah, absolutely. There's no reason that we couldn't add anything like that. So we love feedback and questions like this. If that's something that our viewers want to see, we will make sure to put that at the top of our lists. Right now, we have filmed through roughly September, so we'll make sure.
So we could consider that in the next series.
Yeah, I think it's a great suggestion actually. The video on how to develop an audit program is really what it's saying, isn't it? What does the annual audit program or the audit program look like? How's it prioritized? How's it reviewed for effectiveness and so on? So yeah, I think it's a great.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good idea, and I think maybe there's two parts of this that we can summarize. We're always looking for new ideas for the video series, and also we're looking for hosts.
Yes.
So if you're working for an organization that would be prepared to host us to film some videos, then please get in touch with Devon or with Niall. And certainly we can consider that for future series, because we want to make these as real as possible, and we want to get to as many aspects of the automotive supply chain as we can. So please, if your organization would be willing to host, then please get in touch with us. So thank you, Devon and Niall. Thank you for your inputs today. This is the first podcast. We will be repeating this. This one is probably a bit longer because it is where we're looking at a lot of the historic comments, but we will be keeping this going on a monthly basis and reviewing all the comments. Yeah, Devon, any final comments?
Yeah, I was just, as you were saying, we're going to be looking at the comments every month and getting a podcast out to you monthly, which is great. Usually, as you said, it won't be as long as today's, but I think today was important that we addressed as many as we could.
Yeah, and we're going to we'll try and get some other people involved as well.
Yeah.
It would be great.
That's what I was saying. Going, and not just within automotive industry. We want to look at other industries and what they're doing. As you know, the landscape's changing all over the world. So it's really interesting to get input from other schemes, not just automotive, and how they're dealing with the issues that they see in their supply base.
Yeah. So thank you both for your inputs today. Hopefully the listeners have found this useful. Please keep watching the channel. Please encourage your colleagues to keep subscribing to the channel. Please keep posting the questions, because that will stimulate then the debates for these future podcasts. So thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed it, follow us or visit our YouTube channel to watch more content from us at IATF 16949 Auditing. And don't forget, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments of the relevant video.
The IATF 16949 podcast, where we talk about all things automotive. Find us on our channel at youtube.com/IATF 16949 Auditing, or visit our website at www.iatfglobaloversight.org. This is the IATF 16949 podcast.